So welcome to another one of the Emerald Guitar shipping videos, and if you haven't actually watched one of our shipping videos before, this is just a time where we have a look at all the guitars that we made in the past week and have a look at the different specifications and where they're shipping to around the world. And it's just a really nice way to see the variety of what we do, and I'll talk you through some of the different specifications of the guitars. And I normally tell you a little bit of news or anything that's interesting that's going on, so I'm going to tell you a little bit at the end of the video about NAMM Show 2022. So we're going to be at NAMM, and yeah, I'll talk to you about that. So we're going to start off here with Steve from Ohio, and Steve has got one of our Amicus. So the Amicus is just the beautiful little small guitar that we do here. It's the smallest guitar in the Emerald range and has one of the biggest sounds. And if you don't know what the Amicus is all about, I definitely encourage you to go on our YouTube channel and look for the playlist of Amicus videos. It's just such a phenomenal sounding instrument. It's halfway between a guitar and a mandolin. It's a 12-string guitar with unison strings. It's a shorter scale, 18-inch scale, and it's tuned basically the same way as you put a capo on your 10th fret. So it's tuned up to D, and it gives you that really great sort of chunky mandolin kind of sound, but the fullness that you get from a guitar and familiar fingering positions that you would have with a guitar. So it really is that mandolin sound for a guitar player. But just a beautiful little guitar, great guitar as well if you're traveling. Comes in a gig bag, really nice package to travel around with. And this one is just beautiful in this green Harborica finish. So the Harborica is a lighter wood with this dark contrast. And when we put a green stain over the top of it, it just gives us great contrasting colors between the light greens and dark greens and blacks. The back and sides of this have been finished in green carbon, and just a beautiful look that really matches right across. Next one is going out to Fred in New Mexico, and Fred's gone for one of our X7s. And so the X7 is our smallest 6-string in our line. Nice compact sort of parlor size body, shorter scale length with a 24-inch scale, and really gives you a nice compact guitar that is great to travel with, great to play at home, but gives you a really nice full sound. Very balanced, very warm and rich sound. This one's finished in our green carbon, and green carbon back and sides as well, and a Nylon bags element pickup system with the volume and tone here in the sound hole. Then we've got Cynthia in Florida. So Cynthia has also gone for an X7, but an X7 12-string. And the X7 12-string is really nice because you've got that smaller body, you've got a 12-string, but it's a shorter scale 12-string, so it just gives a little bit less tension, a little bit closer when you're making the different chord shapes. It's just a very, very playable 12-string guitar, and it just has a beautiful warm, rich sound, very full, and those compact dimensions. This one is finished in candy stripe Padauk. So the Padauk has this beautiful red colors. This has not been stained, not been modified in any way. These are the natural, rich red colors of this wood, and that's what I love, is finding woods that have just really unique characteristics. Just that nice contrast going between the reds here and the lighter colored woods running up to the top, and just frames the guitar very nicely. Headstock with the same kind of contrast going on there, and 12 Goto 510 tuners. The back is finished in our vibrant weave with red. It just really, really pops, and it just brings out the red colors on the top there very nicely. Next up is going out to Robert in Hawaii, and there's 2 guitars going to Hawaii this week, which is really cool to see. This one is an X10 slimline. So it's a custom X10 slimline. It's a 24.5-inch scale, so we shorten the neck and modify the scale length. Then it's a zirconia veneer, gold hardware, gold tuners here. And in the X10 slimline, this one has been kitted out with the Crevo humbucker here and the 6 individual piezos in our fully adjustable bridge. So it's a very versatile acoustic guitar, that nice slim body, great stage guitar, and with the controls on board here on the top, just everything's right there, very easily controllable. Back and sides is red carbon, and just an overall beautiful instrument. Next one's going to Daniel in New Jersey, and we're going from an X10 slimline to a Virtuo, which uses the same body proportions, that nice slim acoustic proportions. But on the Virtuo, we've got this full suite of pickups with the 2 Fishman humbuckers, the 6 piezos, it's got MIDI, and all these onboard controls. So really this is a full-on crossover between an acoustic and electric guitar, and probably sits almost further into the electric guitar than acoustic world. This one is set up with with electric strings. We can also set it up with acoustic strings, and it brings out a very different dynamic depending on what strings you put on it. And that was one of the key things when I was designing the Virtuo at the start. I wanted to have an adjustable bridge that allowed you to be able to change between acoustic and electric strings. And they have very different intonation points. So if we had a fixed saddle here, if you put on electric strings from acoustic, then it's going to sound very different. It's just going to be a little bit out of tune. So this allows you to really fine tune depending on your string gauge, string type, and yeah, it's a very, very good feature on this kind of guitar. This one's finished in black carbon back and sides, and black hardware. Then this one has really caught my eye today. This is going out to Bonifacio in Hawaii, and this is another one of the Virtuo guitars, but I just love the vibrant blue. I think it's such a sharp color. The vibrant weave just really makes that blue pop, and in combination with the chrome hardware here, I think it's a really, really standout combination. Blue on the back and sides as well, and those chrome tuners up the top. So we actually don't use a lot of chrome tuners. You know, there was a time when everything we did was chrome, and then the black chrome has become more our standard. But on something that contrasts beautifully like this, I think that the blue and chrome just work really, really nicely together. Okay, so this one is going out to Rod, and a big happy birthday to Rod. I believe this may be a birthday present. This is going to Rod in Sydney, so all the way to Australia. Another beautiful Virtuo. This one is done with our quilted maple and the vintage amber. Gold hardware, it comes with the gold knobs, and the gold tuners up here on the headstock. Those Godo 510s, which have just a beautiful look and function so well. Amber back and sides, so it carries that kind of an amber and gold theme, and yeah, the whole thing just blends so nice together. So happy birthday, Rod, and hope you have a great birthday, and I hope you'll love that guitar. Then we've got Samuel in Georgia. So Samuel's gone for the X20. The X20 is the sort of middle of the range guitar. It's about a dreadnought size instrument, but with a lot more contours than you're used to seeing on a regular dreadnought. The X20 has the beautiful bevel here for getting access right to the very top. It's got a rib bevel here, a contoured back, and it's got that extra neck access here, so the extended neck access allows your thumb really to get right the way up to the top, and that's right across our range now, and a feature that that really has been a big step forward in our design. People really love it and love that access that it gives. So this one is finished in walnut, and it's walnut with a beautiful flame. And just about 10 minutes before I come in to do this video, I was just working with a customer that had come in here who was choosing a piece of this walnut, and we were just discussing about the 3D builder. We were looking at the 3D builder at how you can design these guitars, and one of the great features on the 3D builder is that you can flip the veneer the two different ways. So in this one, you've got this sort of a chevron pattern from the flame here going up the way, and the customer was looking and seeing it going the opposite way and trying to work out which way. But this is beautiful. It's a beautiful example of that exact same veneer we were looking at, that beautiful walnut, and a really nice color. It's a subtle flame that runs right through it, but it really gives it a lot of extra dimension and depth. Black carbon on the back and sides. And yeah, this is pretty much the guitar we were actually building just a little while ago on the 3D builder. So Samuel, nice one. Then we've got Dr. John, also in Georgia. So Dr. John has gone for an X20, and this X20 has this beautiful piece of Cocobolo, and I absolutely love the way the Cocobolo frames the neck. You know, it's been so tastefully cut and put together. Just frames the neck, pocket here, comes right down through into this little V, and it's almost like two eyes, and then we've got the light colored wood then again. That's the kind of detail I really like to see. Really been put together with a lot of thought, and great contrast in colors. Cocobolo has this really rich golden browns, and really has a beautiful look. The inlay on the fretboard is the Celtic vines, and done on silver here with a little gold figure of 8 at the 12th fret. Again, the matching headstock up on top here. We always like to do a headstock that brings out the character and almost looks like it's, you know, somehow formed out of the same, it is formed out of the same piece of veneer, but I like it to look like it's just flowing right through the guitar somehow or other. Black carbon back and sides. I think that's a nice choice with the Cocobolo. Cocobolo, we would always go either black carbon or the vintage, or like a dark amber color. And this one, I think black is a nice choice. Then we've got Patrick in England, and he's got a custom scale length X20, so it's a 24.5 inch scale on here. And this is Casipo, and I love Casipo because it's got so much depth of color. When you look into it, it really is very holographic, really deep iridescence to it, and this one has a lot of figurine going on. It's kind of like a bear claw running right through it here, and these beautiful areas like this, it just has so much movement, and I don't think it's probably not properly caught on camera. Maybe it is, I'm not sure, but yeah, all these areas like here, just it moves and winks like a hologram. It's got the Celtic knot inlays done in gold, and again the same veneer on the headstock, and black tuners, and it's got a vibrant weave amber back and sides. Beautiful. Then Pablo in Texas, and this is Pau Ferro. Beautiful Pau Ferro nylon guitar. So it's an X20 nylon, and it's an X20 nylon with our adjustable bridges. And this is a little bit forward thinking for nylon guitars, and that's the one thing I always say. If you're looking for a traditional nylon guitar, then you've probably come to the wrong place. We like to do nylon guitars that are a little bit more ergonomic and forward thinking, and yeah, we really don't do tradition here. But it's a fantastic pickup system. It gives you that adjustability. And adjustability is really nice on a nylon guitar because depending on playing style, there can really be a lot of variation on how you might want to set the action on this. So you can very easily set the action on this nylon guitar and this adjustable bridge. It's got these 6 individual pickups, so each saddle is a pickup, and that gives you great string separation and balance between the pickups, and a really nice powerful output. So as an amplified guitar, that works really well. This one has also been combined with the K&K pickups inside. So it's got 3 K&K contact pickups underneath the soundboard. And so that picks up all the body of the guitar, and you can blend it with 2 volume controls here. So it really gives an awful lot of control. The other thing that some people might not realize is this is a stereo jack. So if you go for that dual pickup system, you've got a stereo jack option. So if you put a mono cable in there, you're going to get both signals put out together. If you put a stereo in there, you can split those signals. So you might want to, take them to 2 different sources, and it just allows extra creativity with your amplification. So really nice in that Pau Ferro, and a black carbon back and sides. Then we've got Joseph in Pennsylvania, and Joseph has gone for an X20 12 string with black quilted maple, and this is really stunning black quilted maple. Again, this has a lot of movement in it, and the way that we do our staining, we stain this prior to our molding process, and then we sand it back, sand right into the veneer. So we're actually changing the color within the grain structure. This is, when we stain it, we're not just putting black on the top, because that tends to hide so much of the detail. We're trying to get the stain to go right the way down deep into the veneer structure. And what it does is it keeps the iridescence, the movement. You still have the movement as if it was a natural piece of quilted maple. Because sometimes whenever you see the stains that are done, they stain deep into like certain areas of the wood, and it just kind of blocks the movement in the veneer. So I think the way we do this really works well. And well, we call it black quilted maple, but really it's kind of like a dark grey, silvery grey. So if it was totally black, obviously you wouldn't see all the detail, but you've got these nice darker details, and depending on how the stain penetrates into the vein or into the grain, you get darker and lighter spots. So where it's maybe a harder piece of wood, like maybe like here, it looks a little bit lighter. Where it's maybe a softer piece of wood, you get darker veins that run through it, and gives a really nice contrast. This has been combined with black carbon on the back and sides, and chrome hardware, which is really nice. I think that goes very well with black quilted maple. And the silver vines on the neck. Maybe just get a look in here on the headstock, because I think that's a very elegant headstock. So real nice combination there. So thanks, Joseph, for designing a really nice instrument. And then we've got Muckless. And I must say, I'm sure I pronounced a lot of names wrong, and I apologize for any names that I pronounce wrong, but I do my best. So this one's going to New Jersey. This is an X30, or big jumbo guitar, and it's finished in red Harborica. So it's the same Harborica like we looked at previously in the shipping video, with the red transparent over the top. The pickup system in this is being borrowed from our X10. So it's not one we standard use on an X30, but we sometimes, very special requests, we can mix and match a little bit if it works with the instrument. So this has got the pickup system with the Crevo humbucker. It's got the 6 individual piezos, and also has the MIDI connectivity. So this is a very modern jumbo guitar, and it's got all that extra controls on the side here too, switching and blending in between all those different pickups. And the great thing with our X30, I keep talking about it every week, is just the ergonomics. It's a very ergonomic guitar with all those bevels, contours, the deep neck access. It's a 12th fret to the body guitar, but you can play well past the 12th fret. Now that's not what you see on many guitars, so that's a really, really nice feature. And black hardware, red carbon back and sides. Really, really nice combination. Now, to finish off, we have Howard in New York. And if you were following us back during the lockdown, you'll probably know that the Solace has a special place in my life. And this was an instrument that I designed whenever the factory was in total lockdown, and the only people who were in here was myself and my son. And we came in here day after day and decided we would just design a new instrument, and we couldn't do normal production. So it was just nice to do something totally different that you would never normally do in normal circumstances. So I thought, well, what was the interesting guitar that we could possibly do? And we decided to do a Weissenborn style instrument, this beautiful acoustic lap steel. And it was such a joy to design and create. And this is a beautiful example of it. It's great to see them going out here. Great to see people enjoying them. So this one is finished with red Harborica. And, or sorry, not red Harborica, candy stripe Padauk. Of course it's candy stripe Padauk, because look at those beautiful stripes. And I think it's a beautiful piece of veneer, really, really suits this guitar. Beautiful colors and contrasts. It's got that inlay on the fretboard, the golden vines, and it's got this vibrant weave back and sides, and that just looks amazing. It's just got so much depth and color. I think the color combinations just work so nicely together, and I think that vibrant weave just goes nice with that really nice light color. But yeah, a special guitar for me. And we talked about doing something really special with this instrument, and we're going to use it at some stage. So what I've been doing is I've been putting away the funds that we get from the Solace guitars into a little fund, and the plan is to buy a shop truck. So we're going to go to the USA at some stage, and we're going to buy an old American step-side truck. And we have a trip coming up, so we're going to go to NAMM show. I said at the beginning of the video we're going to go to NAMM. We might be keeping an eye out for a truck while we go, but we're not going to really be able to do that fully on this trip. But we are doing a trip to NAMM. We're not going to be exhibiting at NAMM show this year. It was really a last-minute decision to be there. So we're going to be flying out on the 29th of May, and we're flying into San Francisco. So we're going to do a road trip. Our plan is we're going to do a great road trip from San Francisco, finishing up at NAMM show. We're going to spend 8 days on the road, and we're going to tell some stories. We're going to meet some great people along the way. So if you happen to be on that coast road somewhere on the Pacific Coast Highway between San Francisco and Los Angeles, then maybe shoot us a message, because we want to meet up with some people. I know we're going to be spending, I think, the day of the 30th in San Francisco. We're going to be doing some filming in the San Francisco area. We're going then to Santa Cruz. We're going to be spending the Tuesday in Santa Cruz filming. We're going on then to possibly Monterey. Going to be staying in the Santa Ynez Valley for a night, just outside Solvang, which is, I'm staying there with my sister, so that's going to be really cool. Then we're going to go on a little bit south to Los Angeles, NAMM show. We're going to be spending a day around about Newport Beach and Long Beach, and then coming back home. So that's the trip. So if you happen to be in that area, we're just going to be interested in meeting up with some interesting Emerald customers. We're going to be telling stories, and this is all part of a new YouTube show that we're going to be putting together. And I'm just going to give you guys the complete exclusive on this, because we haven't really talked about it, but it's an idea that's been brewing. So there is a new show that we're going to be putting together that is called The Pursuit of Inspiration. And what we're going to do is just tell stories. We're going to meet inspiring people. We're going to go to inspiring places. We're going to look at the inspiration behind the guitars. We're going to look at the places that have inspired us, the people that have inspired us, and just meet generally other inspiring people and individuals. So we've got some interesting things lined up. It's really, really exciting. We're going to start filming this content now over the next month, and then that's going to be going out weekly. So we're going to really build up our YouTube presence. We're going to give you some really exciting stories. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel, because there's a whole lot more really interesting stuff coming through. So we're really excited about that. And you know, Emerald Guitars is a company that's been founded on stories. And we just were thinking over the last while how we can just bring those stories and present them to you in a better way, and let you know exactly what makes Emerald tick, what inspires us. So the Pursuit of Inspiration, that's coming to our YouTube channel very soon. So watch out for that. Anyway, thanks for watching this. I'll be back with another one next week. See you then.